Hello, educators. I'm Tanya with Side by Side Educational Consulting, and today's our quick tip. So thanks so much for joining me. This month, we are making connections and offering tips for educators who are working with adolescent readers. Last week, we shared this really great resource that you see on the screen. It comes from the Institute of Education Sciences. And in particular, this is the Educator's Practice Guide, focusing in on reading interventions for students in grades 4 through 9. They give us 4 recommendations in that practice guide. One of those is to routinely use a set of comprehension building practices to help students make sense of text. But they expand that with some additional information. So one of the elements they share within that, how we can build those comprehension practices, is through building world and word knowledge so students can make sense of text. So today, our quick tip is focused on supporting vocabulary or word knowledge for the purpose of constructing meaning of what is being read. We can do that through a really simple routine called the 4-step vocabulary routine. It's 4 simple steps. So I'm going to walk you through those and then I'll give you an example. So step number 1 is to say the word and have students repeat it. They really need to pronounce that word. Step 2, present the student-friendly explanation using a picture when it's available or when it's possible, noting morphology, and anytime you can add a physical response into that is helpful. Step number 3 is to illustrate the word with lots of different examples. That makes a big difference for students, seeing how that word can be applied in different ways. And then step number 4 is to check for understanding with deep processing. So let's take a look at what this might look like with an example word in the classroom. So the word is acquiesce. Everybody, what word? Yes, acquiesce. Acquiesce is a verb. It's something that you do. When you acquiesce, you reluctantly agree to do something without protest. Let's tap and say the syllables in acquiesce. Ready? Acquiesce. Now we're going to spell and write acquiesce in our notes. Nice. Okay. Today we're going to read about why FDR felt strongly that the United States could not acquiesce to peace if the control of peace was given to Hitler. So why it was so important not to acquiesce. But let's look at some additional examples before we get to that in our text. So if, for instance, your kid's sister was refusing to hand over the television remote, you might hope that she acquiesces before your favorite show comes on. If, for instance, someone you didn't like asked you to dance at a party, you might acquiesce just because you felt you wanted to be nice. And if you were approached, or if a woman was approached on the sidewalk by a mugger, she might acquiesce to that person by going ahead and giving them her favorite purse so that she doesn't get into a more severe altercation or get hurt. So acquiesce might sound like, sure, I'll go along with this, or okay, I'll agree to do it. So when we think about that term, I want you to think about now something that you might acquiesce to in your life. Describe a time that you didn't want to do something, but you finally acquiesced or gave in, agreed to do it. I want you to start your sentence like this. I acquiesced when. You're going to finish it. So I'm going to give you some think time. We're going to write down our sentence, a stem and the response, the finished response. And then I want you to turn to your shoulder partner. A's, you're going to speak first. You're going to share your sentence, and then B's. Ready, begin. So that was a really great example of how we might use that 4-step vocabulary routine to teach a word that students are going to see in the text that's really important to the comprehension and making meaning of that text. So we want to pick out just a few words that are, the comprehension is dependent upon knowing those words, and or those words are repeated throughout the text. It's really important for us to teach those explicitly using this simple 4-step routine. We're going to put this routine card in the comments in Facebook and in Instagram. You'll see those in our bio under something called Linktree. So check it out, give it a try, and let us know what you think. Thanks for joining me today, everybody. Have a wonderful week. See you next time.